Yeah.
What was it? What was your favorite game you played outside?
Favorite game outside?
Yeah.
Kickball or imagination?
Yeah.
This is serious. Hey, I'm Chad Davis. I'm here with my good pal, Jared Chambliss, comedian, actor, writer, all the things, and my beautiful wife, Amber Davis. Beautiful. And also, did I say already beautiful? And
Yes.
comedian, writer,
You can say
producer,
it again.
beautiful producer, and thumb wrestling champion of 2001 in Wayne County, North Carolina. So, hey, shout out to Wayne County.
Sure.
ABC 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
All right. Don't mess with the thumbs.
Don't mess with the thumbs, people.
Yep.
So how are everybody doing? You doing good?
Yeah. I'm
Doing
doing
good?
fine. I'll tell you what, I got a quick story real quick if you want.
Sure.
I've reconnected with a friend of mine who lives in Washington on the other side of the U.S. and it is the Allen family, and they have now been plugged into Nashville Nonsense, and they're watching it. And Miss Lindsay Allen and her husband Bobby, and then they have 4 children that love watching our show.
Hey, Allen family.
Hey, Allen family.
Thanks for watching.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is
Very cool.
awesome. Yeah, so they watch Nashville Nonsense, which is our sketch comedy show that we have on Dad Chavis. And we have 2 seasons on right now, and
right.
we're ramping up for season 3.
That's
so
right.
that's cool.
Yeah, I see we ran
yeah.
up the set too.
Yep.
That is
ramped up
right.
the
Yeah,
set.
we got a couple of new items, a new bookshelf, and rearranged the table and such, and added another camera.
Yep.
Got Amber a really nice mic.
Right.
So
so
we can
the Cracker Jack box
Right,
mic.
right. Well, you know, we
did.
we had these 2 mics, and
Yeah. we had the other
Right,
mic.
we had these 2 mics,
Yeah.
and I bought that one on the first 3 episodes. I bought that one specifically for Amber. I was like, oh, this will be good. It had a lot of great reviews, but when I got in the edit, it was trash.
It's a stinker. I think we've plugged this mic up for it too this time, right?
Yeah, it helps when we plug them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we plugged it in. Yeah, we plugged it in.
Fantastic.
So we have a lot of stuff on our set from Nashville Nonsense.
Yep.
Like just
What's
props.
your favorite thing from on there?
Favorite thing on there? What's
Yeah.
your favorite thing on there?
Oh man, there's so many, and everything's got a story too.
Yeah, Jared. What?
none of the
Okay, wait.
feathers.
Okay, tell about the feathers.
The
What?
feathers are from a character that
Everybody wants to see this character, and we've had multiple requests to bring back this character. So,
Except from Jared.
Yes, Sage. He's
or your dad.
Sage is eccentric. He is. He collects feathers and likes to give them out.
It's a good word for it.
Can you tell me what your dad said the first time you saw?
No,
it?
do
Oh,
not.
come on.
Yeah, this is a family podcast.
No,
Chad.
it's family friendly, and when I say family friendly, it's like it's not made for preschoolers. It's made for like teenagers.
No, I don't think that's a good story.
You can just watch the character and then
Right.
Make your assumptions.
make your own assumptions of
Sure.
of what the character
Yeah.
is or is
Sure.
not.
I don't know. I think Ed Chambliss was onto something.
Maybe.
Name dropping. It's just government name.
Now the floppy disks,
Yes.
those are great because that comes from, they're literally floppy. Like they're literally, but those were props from our 80s episode, which was one of my favorite episodes of Nashville
I think
Nonsense.
the poop like a champ was in the short video.
I quit. Yep.
Yeah, it was
One of
short.
the first
We did a
things.
short film called I Quit. That was one of the
Starring
first things that we did.
Lucic.
Yep.
Lucic.
Yep.
Is that how you pronounce
Wonderful
it?
It was great. Yeah.
Jeff's awesome.
Jeff
Love
is
you, Jeff.
awesome.
And
That's great.
This is one of my favorites right here.
Oh, that's from Sage.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
Ian Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
playing it.
Ian's great. Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome.
Pee Wee Herman, I think, was involved. Or
Make
something.
like a lie, make a lie.
Tiny Ho.
Make a hidey ho.
Yeah. And then the newscasters.
Oh yeah, when you guys were debating.
Yeah. No. That
was
wasn't
it
from the debate. That was
Oh.
from one of the episodes where
Oh, you're right. It wasn't from the debate.
newscasters were.
Well, Ron did it. I
was
mean,
it?
Van did it. He held one. He was like reporting on the street, and he held one.
Yeah, but
Okay.
maybe
But one of those was from when we did sports, when the 2 sportscasters attacked each other.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
that
right.
was fun. That
Yeah,
was fun.
again, Jeff and
Yeah.
Noah.
And Noah.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Go check it out. That's really funny stuff. That was from the sports episode, season 1.
Yeah. So check out Nashville Nonsense, sketch comedy, family friendly, fun sketch comedy.
Yep.
Super silly. We've got some great things ramping up for season 3 that'll come out. But we got season 1, season 2 out there.
Yeah.
So you can check it out. It's
Excited
really
about
fun.
it.
Shout out to the Nashville Nonsense team because they are amazing.
The team. Yep, they're great.
Team.
We love all of them except for 2. And the 2, you know who you are.
Right.
I know one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so in the show here, we just like to have some fun, and we have a format that we want to play around with. We've been, just kind of having fun with. And if you want to see something or tell us to stop doing something or do something else, let us know in the comments. We may consider it. Who knows?
We'll definitely read them.
Yeah, we'll read them for sure.
Somebody will read them. I mean,
yeah,
the words will get read by someone.
But we like to kick off like the first segment is what, Amber? What you got?
Is it news? And it's just fun news clips that I pull from real news worthy sites because this is serious.
Now, granted, like the first 2 episodes, if you go back and watch them, if you haven't seen them, Amber really likes well stories, like well news.
Yeah.
You know how she's tied into that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. There's no well news today.
any fish?
I don't think so.
Marine life at all.
Marine
I
life?
don't think so.
Okay.
We'll have to see. Actually, there is a fish.
Okay, I'm not surprised by that.
Almost had a first.
I try to get away from it, but I can't.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, first news story here is a 4-year-old boy calls police to report that his mom was eating his ice cream. So he actually called the police department, and he was in Wisconsin. He called the police showed up, and the police had to sit down and talk to him about how you should not use 911 for this kind of emergency. So what I'm asking you is ice cream, somebody stealing your ice cream, is it an emergency? Is this an emergency? Would this be an emergency?
What flavor?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the flavor.
Yes.
Right.
So
and I
mint
like,
chocolate chip is my favorite.
well, see, is that
or
the,
peach, homemade peach.
That's the
is that the only thing you go to? I mean, you don't try out the different various ice creams?
Homemade peach.
I mean, I like all ice cream. I'm not so.
Yeah, but I don't know that if he told them, like the reason he was calling them was because that his mom ate his ice cream. How did they showed up for that? Like
They showed up.
yeah, I've heard that they haven't showed up for far more things, I believe.
Right.
And
Right.
for them to be like show up like, hey, 911 isn't good. That seems like that's a little excessive. They could have just told him over the phone.
That's like the
this isn't-
opposite. It's the opposite of a Public Enemy song.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, as I grew up, we were, I mean, I'm not advocating to or not, but we were never, 911 wasn't a option in our home.
Okay.
I don't think
they're not.
I grew up, no.
They weren't going to get there in time.
Yeah. We never even thought about that. I guess we were going to call if we were going to call any, we'd probably call 811. That's where you call before you dig. So if we had maybe ran into some trouble.
I think it's 411.
No, it's not. It's not. It's 811.
It's 811 for
Oh, is
digging.
it?
Yeah.
I grew up in Antioch. I'm telling you, if you want to bury somebody
gold in them
and you
hills.
don't want to hit a gas main, you better call 811
That's
first
true.
and find
Or
out.
a water main or a.
Okay, so if you're listening or watching not from this area, we're in Nashville, obviously.
Yeah.
So Antioch is in Nashville.
Yeah. So as far as like the kid, I mean,
Call it 911. My question is,
did he buy the ice cream? Probably not.
Well, no, but
Wasn't even his.
you can't steal something that's not yours.
You can't be stingy with what's not yours.
But my thing is I think that there was an older sibling involved because when I have an older sibling, and when I was younger, like she would always talk me into doing all kinds of things. So I think that the older sibling said, "Hey, egged him on. Like, can you believe mom did this? This is so bad. Can you believe?"
I bet you're right. I have 5 kids, and they do tend to, like, I buy whatever I buy, and like, well, if it's yours, then you keep it. Then like, how do we keep ice cream? That has to stay in the freezer. I'm like, well, if it goes in the refrigerator, everybody can. I'm like, Papa, this makes no sense. Like, we can't keep our ice cream separate. I'm like, well, then you put it in the freezer. It's anybody's game.
Right. And
you're-
then everybody.
And here's the thing: I buy all the ice cream. So if it really got down to it,
Yeah.
I mean, but if it's in the freezer, anybody can have it.
but have
what
you
it
ever had
boils
to
down to.
hide food from your family members?
I have hid Reese's cups from them.
Yeah, I hide Reese cups from your dad sometimes too. And what I'll do is I'll put decoy stuff in the front of the freezer and put the real stuff in the back.
All my children do that.
And
Like
now he knows where my stash is.
box of corn dogs. You look in there. What? There's a Italian ice in there that Olivia stashed away. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The-
Yeah, my dad used to hide food around the house.
Oh, he's not used to.
No, I mean, he still does.
He still hides
right.
like
'Cause he lives with
ho-hos
us.
and ding dongs. And
Yeah, but he would hide food
all kinds of different stuff.
like all around the house
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. And I used to, when I was little, I would hold on to like Reese's peanut butter cups or whatever it was, like candy bar. And I would hold on and my sister would eat it immediately when she got it.
Right.
And then I would wait until later and I would eat it in front of her.
Ooh.
And she would be so mad. So, yeah. So she would do a lot of mean things
You
to me.
enjoyed the Reese's and watching her suffer.
Oh, yeah. I'd watch her suffer.
Almost better than the Reese's.
Better, definitely.
I think I don't
do you
think
think?
it's news.
News.
Because the kid, I think if it's any kind of newsworthy, is to show kids what not to do to call 911.
I'm just wondering what happens after the police leave and the mom's like,
Oh,
why in the world did you call the police?
to let the beatings begin.
Because, she's thinking, what are my neighbors thinking? What are
You
like,
think you called the police because I ate your ice
Yeah.
cream?
Now,
I'm going to give you a
I'm
reason
gonna let
to
you call
the
the police if your hands work.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I don't see any future ice cream for this kid after that.
Oh, for sure. Definitely not Baskin Robbins. Nothing fancy.
No, no fancy ice cream. Okay, so news.
No, this kid needs to
This kid needs to.
wake up.
Okay, so here's the next one we got.
Yeah.
World's longest recorded basketball game. So we just ended March Madness. So
Duke got robbed. Duke got robbed. Just saying.
Yeah.
So
Duke
salty
did
about it.
get
I'm not a huge Duke fan.
Right, NC State.
I like
You're
NC State, and I'm a big Coach K fan.
You're from North Carolina.
I'm from North Carolina. I grew up in Raleigh, where all the big basketball schools are right within a couple miles of each other. You got State, you got UNC, Tar Smells,
Yeah.
you got Duke, Wake Forest is in the same state. Anyways,
Yeah.
Duke got robbed.
Right. So we got Georgia men, just says Georgia men. Doesn't say who. Georgia men play single basketball game for record-breaking 121-hour game.
Wow.
And they
that's a
get
long
the
game.
Guinness Book of World Records. This
Man.
just came out recently.
It's like over
So-
3 days, and that's over 4 days.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I said that for 4 days straight.
Straight.
Yeah.
And nobody was allowed to leave the gym.
Oh.
It's like kidnap.
Yeah, apparently so.
Lock the doors.
What was the score?
The score, great question. The final score was 13,096 to 12,972.
Man, that just seems kind of low, though.
It's a real nail biter.
It's a real nail biter.
But it's a barn burner.
It's a bar burner.
Yeah, does that seem low? I mean, I know you're talking about like
13,000.
For
13,000.
Georgia men, no.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I'm talking about for that long of a period of time.
I'll say this. I think it was Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a game.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain was
ma-
not playing in this
It makes that look like nothing. If like somebody had to have had a 100-point game, then if you're playing basketball for 4 days and you score
Yeah.
14,000 points, somebody busted 100.
13,000.
13,000. Somebody broke 100 points.
And you know what? Kudos to him. I don't know if I could spend that much time playing. I love basketball, but
That's a
man,
lot of time.
Yeah, that's a
playing
lot of
that.
icy hot.
Does it say
for
how
sure.
many people it was? So like how many people were subbing? How many guys were in there patting their head every
23 players.
total or on each team?
Total.
Oh no way, man! Just sit in your bed. You're like, I've been playing for 2 days, coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take me out.
And their age range was 17 to 64.
Oh man, those 64 young pups out there. Yeah, that was a lot of icy hot.
They're hooping for 4 days.
The 64-year-olds were having a lot of subs.
I bet it sounded like a Civil War hospital after that game. There was a bunch of moaning.
Oh, man.
and grabbing the backs and knees and
They did it so they could be in the books. I mean, you know what else? I guess that's news.
Yeah. I'm sure I could see.
News for Georgia.
Yeah. Like
yeah, good for you, Georgia.
the
Way to go, Georgia.
The wives of these players.
There were no wives involved in this. No wife goes. No
Right.
wife. What wife is going to believe you? Go, listen, I'm going to be gone for 4 days, and you go, you are? Yeah, I'm going to be in a gym playing basketball. You're like, you're going to come home to a divorce. The house will be empty.
Yeah.
No wife believes that.
Well, what if they coupled up and the
Well, they
wives were
filmed
there?
it.
Well, not filmed, but what they were like cheering or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Bringing
Cheering them
orange
on.
slices.
Orange slices and
And
Nutty
would
Butters.
you cheer on your husband for 4 days
No.
of basketball? No, what wife would?
Not for 4 days.
Come on, man.
If I'm out there playing basketball for 4 days, you're going to be out there doing
be
like some
like,
Russians
what
and
are
some.
you
Chad, I'm
doing?
not sure I would cheer myself on for 4 days to play basketball. How could I
Somebody's going to need to get me through those 4 days of cheering.
4
Golly.
days. That is crazy.
God, I got the power.
No.
Yeah.
They got
Apparently they were doing it for charity.
Right. Oh,
You know?
really?
So yeah, it was human sex trafficking charity. Yeah.
What? Say that
Okay.
again?
To prevent
To prevent it.
Okay. Okay.
To prevent it. To
Good.
prevent it.
Way to clarify that.
Yeah. So I think we should move on.
I don't know.
I think
It's
the bigger-
a
I think
world
the-
record. It's news.
The bigger headline is Georgia men prevent sex trafficking, I think is the better headline.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
23
I
men.
don't care that you played basketball for 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the new news.
New news.
Another
Okay.
news.
Just happened.
Another news. I guess happened
fresh.
just a while back. Okay, so we just had like ice and snow over the winter. We had some bad ice storms, you know, in the country or whatever. So this was an ice chunk that crashed through a Florida roof. Was 6 foot long ice chunk that crashed. It was like man size ice chunk that crashed through a Florida roof. And they determined that it was not from a plane.
Okay.
So, and it broke the roof of this house. It like crashed into the roof of the house.
And they have pictures of this?
Yeah. So they got pictures of the crash.
No. They have pictures of the big iceberg,
No.
6 foot shaped ice men
No,
that fell through
I'm
there.
sure it melted by the time that they got to it.
Yeah. Insurance scam.
Yeah, hold on. So all you're telling me is there's a hole in a ceiling and someone said it was ice,
Yeah.
but they proved it wasn't from a plane.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It says
So
the FAA proved that it wasn't from a plane. So I don't know why the government's involved.
I'll tell you what that is. They go, they started, they said, listen, this plane fell through our thing. And they go, we didn't even fly over that area. They go, okay.
Something-
it was ice.
Yeah. Something,
Right.
something fell through my roof.
Yeah. Probably that dude was putting shingles up and fell
Yeah.
through and told his wife,
I bet he was 6 feet tall too.
man.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that he fell through, and then the wife he was like, oh my goodness, a big giant chunk of ice, 6 feet, long piece of ice fell through the roof.
Yeah, well,
and the wife's like, oh no, what happened to it? Oh, it's all melted now.
Yeah.
That's
that's hours ago.
That's the thing is that either he has to tell a really tall tale, obviously,
Yeah.
or get his wife in cahoots of getting the story straight.
Well, apparently if the FFA or the FAA is involved, maybe he got her involved. I don't know.
Wow.
Seems pretty shady. Large piece of ice falls through.
I don't believe that.
I don't think this.
Do you believe that?
No, I don't think it was ice. I think the whole thing is fabric.
I think it was Curtis who fell through the roof.
I think Fat Curtis.
Fat Curtis.
Fat Curtis fell through the roof.
Yeah.
He's roughly 6 feet tall. And
I got some scrapes and bruises.
It says 6 foot by 3 foot.
Oh, Curtis.
that's what I said, Fat Curtis.
That's a
Yeah.
big Curtis.
Yeah.
I said Fat Curtis.
Yeah.
Is a large human being.
He fell right through that roof. And then he's
He's a
like,
big one.
I got to tell a different story to my wife.
Yeah.
And
They said he was so fat, the back of his neck looked like a pack of hot dogs. Read an article right there.
Yeah, I didn't see that part. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
a few Oscar Myers.
crazy.
I don't
Not news. Not
news.
Crazy.
No. I can see
Insurance scams.
Somebody
Insurance
actually came out and wrote that story. No, not news.
I think it was Mayhem from what's that commercial?
Oh yeah,
What's
yeah.
that
it
Mayhem
does
got
sound
what
like
commercial?
Mayhem.
What insurance is that?
I know what you're talking
I don't
about.
want to plug it because we won't.
Yeah,
Unless we get paid.
insurance company.
Yeah, no. But I really can't think of it.
Yeah,
You guys know what it is Mayhem.
Yeah, I know
It does
what
all
you're
the
talking
things.
about.
Those are funny
I
commercials.
know what insurance company is.
Yeah, those are funny commercials. I do now. I remember now, but those are funny commercials.
Yeah, they are. But maybe it was him. Okay, so last news article here. All right. A fish was named New Zealand's Fish of the Year, which I didn't know was a thing.
Got another fish.
Apparently.
She said it last. It's off the scent.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a smoke signal.
Yeah.
You can't throw the scent off of a fish.
I know.
Can't. No, you cannot.
I knew there was going to be like some kind of like aquatic news.
Oh, yeah. So New
possessed.
Zealand names Fish of the Year, and it's the ugliest fish in the world. and it's called
That's just me.
the
I was about to say
blobfish.
your mom.
Your mom fish is the name of it?
Your mom fish. Now, okay, so here's a picture of it.
Whoa.
It's called the blobfish.
The blob?
Looks like happens after a snot rocket.
Yeah, it looks
Oh
like it
my
has like a
It's like a drone.
nose and two eyes. And
Not
like
very happy.
no, it says the most depressing fish in the world.
Yeah.
Such a sad fish. It should be happy because it just won Fish of the Year.
Mm.
So I don't know who's voting on this. Who would be voting on the Fish of the Year?
Has to be other fish.
You think the other fish vote? One fish, two fish, red fish?
Who else would be voting on fish?
Man,
Maybe fishermen?
Jacques Cousteau. Is he still alive?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think Jacques Cousteau.
See, I don't know if he headed up
He's
that.
still alive.
He headed
Yeah.
up the fish.
Yeah, who's
pageant.
heading up the fish? Is it Jonah? Is he
called
still alive?
is it called-
He do with
is it called-
whales, doesn't he?
Fish pageant is that what it is?
Fish pageant. He has a little sash that he wears.
You guys, I don't know. He looks like one of those 1930s cartoons, or
100%.
like the what's that guy's name? Durant.
Jimmy Durante.
Yeah, Durante. That's what
Yeah.
he looks like to me.
He looks like Jimmy Durante.
Like
do you know?
it looks like Jimmy Durante's snot
Apologize
rocket.
to any of Jimmy Durante's family that's watching this.
Poor Jimmy.
This fish just won the ugliest fish in the world, and Chad's like, "Looks just like Jimmy Durante."
I'm going to put. Hey, I'm going to put up a picture. Right, I'm gonna put up
Oh,
a picture.
sorry, don't do that.
I got
Jimmy
to.
Durante and the blobfish.
Oh my gosh, is this news? Who voted on these fish?
I don't know. So is this news?
Even if he won like the most popular, like why do they have to add in there the ugliest? That's
What's
just
in the corner of his
mean
mouth? Is that? It doesn't look like a hook or anything. It just looks like
looks like he
Extra snot.
special needs fish.
Especially, it's like the humpback whale from the last episode.
You do pick a lot of like what was a it was a
sorry for
humpback
these
and then a
fish.
deaf one and then now they're all disabled.
disabled,
They're all disabled aquatic news.
Well, you know, just want
Disabled
to
marine
care about.
life.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's got to have a cause.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's in the news.
Well, you know what? No one's going to save that fish. They don't save the ugly animals.
No,
they only
do
save
not
the
save
cute animals.
ugly animals. They do not save the ugly
Yeah,
animals.
I guess that's the only way if you can save it is to give it like first place in a fish pageant. But outside of that,
Yeah. It
don't
makes me think of when we buried a fish. Remember that?
Zeke's fish tank.
Yeah, our son had a fish. Well, that was a crazy story.
Yeah.
You're up for a story. Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah, I could tell a story.
Okay, yeah, that's
we can all
fun.
have to tell a
Story
story.
time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Should we have a moment of silence for Tank for a minute?
Not really. You'll hear the story.
Yeah. So, so Zeke had a goldfish, and it got big and big and big, bigger, bigger.
Yeah, so the kids were probably 3 and 8, maybe.
Yeah, just young kids. But so we got this goldfish and named it Tank, and it ran its course and it died and it was floating and
Well,
everything.
hold on.
Well, there was another fish before that.
Well, that was the crazy part.
Right.
Is that we had this fish tank,
Mm-hmm.
and we bought the kids both a couple of different fish. Well, so our daughter had one fish, and then Zeke had Tank, which was another fish. Well, then our daughter's fish ended up dying.
Well-
and we couldn't figure out what happened. So we got her another fish.
Yeah.
And then that fish
Tank
and
Tank ate some of that fish.
well, that was later because the one fish
Whose story is it?
shoved up. Well, it shoved up in the filter. Remember, one of them got stuck in the filter
We had
like it was
several
trying to
fish.
escape.
I think I saw that on a Disney cartoon.
And then the third fish was the one that Tank started eating.
That's one. I just remember 2 horror stories. I don't remember
Yeah.
the one getting stuck in there. I should, because I want to clean the tank and stuff. But anywho's, I remember one of those fish. I think it was, I guess, Abby Lou's fish.
Yeah.
You had a fish named Tank in a tank.
Yeah, that's
All right.
yeah, real original.
He named it.
Yeah. So this one tank ate part of the other fish back at its hindquarters or the back fin, whatever.
All right. If you're going to eat a fish, that's
And
right.
these are goldfish. They're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would just kind of would swim kind of crazy laps, and it was
Sure, because it was.
it's about to get eaten up by Tank. So what we did was I grabbed it out of there, put it in a little Tupperware dish, and we went down the road to Spence Creek. And Spence Creek's got this nice little creek around the neighborhood right there. And I was just going to release it into the wild, into the into the creek.
With the kids.
Yep. So
It
we
was
had
a whole moment.
Yeah, we had a moment. It was, Abby Lou and Zeke, and we're just standing there, and they were both kind of a little sad. I'm having the fish, and we say a couple words about the fish. I don't even remember the fish's name.
I don't remember that
But-
fish's name.
Anyways, I poured the fish into the creek, and it bloop, and it kind of did its little lap thing, and all of a sudden,
I mean, it was
Gave
mangled.
you a wink, like thanks, Big
yeah,
Daddy.
thanks,
for-
Big Daddy.
Right, but it had like missing fins and part of
Yeah,
the
it's like
body
you're
was
putting me
missing.
where I go, though. Thanks, appreciate it.
And I look down, and then there's other big fish coming. And I turn the kids around, I was like, all right, that's good, all right. And he
Yeah.
Yeah,
lasted, he probably lasted like a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he went out happy.
But our daughter didn't see that.
No, I turned around before they got to see the carnage.
And
But
Tank was still at the house.
Tank's still at the house. Tank lived, I don't know, maybe a couple more months, but he died. But the story that I thought you were referring to is after he died, we actually did a video about this already. Me and you go check it on Nashville Nonsense channel, whatever.
Yeah.
But we took this fish, and instead of flushing it, we put it into like a matchbox coffin.
Yeah.
And put cotton down and stuff to help it,
Of course, so we go to the afterlife comfortable.
yeah, yeah. So, and then we buried it in our backyard.
Yeah. We had a funeral.
I had a funeral, and I got a picture. Man, if I find that picture, that's so funny. I remember Zeke just holding the casket.
Is he crying?
He's just like,
If he's crying, it's oh wow.
Yeah.
He was sad. He was so sad.
Yeah.
yeah. And I used to cut
Trying
Zeke's
to
hair.
let his tears land on the fish to bring it back to life.
And I don't think
Yeah.
our daughter could care less because she was mad because this fish ate her fish.
But Zeke just looked so pitiful. I mean, even, like I said, I cut his hair, and he had this weird little, like lopsided haircut because I didn't do a good job.
Sure.
And we're trying to save some money, so I thought I'd figured save some money on his hair.
You gave him a little Gumby and
Yeah, I'm a hair expert.
That's why he was crying.
Yeah, he's got his hair.
you didn't care about the fish.
Yeah, I mean his bangs were super high. I was like right up here.
Those aren't bangs when they go up there, I don't think, Chad.
But yeah, he looked
Always call those
Receding
fly
haircut
away.
for a 3-year-old.
he looked like a used car smells.
Like he drove a Chevron,
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
cigarettes rolled in his sleeve.
Yeah,
Holding a dead fish.
yeah. He's really,
Tank.
Oh, he was so sad. But it was like, what in the world? We're burying a fish. Like, what? In the backyard in Tennessee.
I had 3 fish when I was, I don't know, preteen.
Okay.
We when they all died, we buried them in the.
You buried them too?
We didn't do caskets. We just dug a hole.
and threw the fish straight up in the hole.
Yeah, the hole wasn't super deep either. Not even a foot,
It
probably.
was like
The
leaves.
neighbor's cat got into it the next day. And,
Probably. These were little 3 goldfish. I named them after. Did you ever watch Full House?
Yeah.
Do you know the names of the 3 dads that were on there? Can you?
Oh,
do that?
Jesse,
Joey.
Joey.
and
What was
I don't remember.
Pat
Danny.
Saget.
yeah, Danny.
Danny.
Saget.
That was Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I named him.
Did you say Pat Saget?
At first, I was going to say Pat Saget, but I just said Saget.
no, that's
Bob.
right. Yeah, I
Bob
knew who he
Saget.
meant. Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
That was the names of
I
them.
named them after those 3 guys. Yeah, I watched Full House at the time I got the
Yeah.
fish.
I named my cat. I had a cat one time, and I named it after my favorite stooge, Larry.
I hate cats.
Yeah.
I don't like cats, and the
Yeah.
reason I had this cat was that it was a stray, and it came to our roommates where I lived, and I just
gross.
fed it, and it stayed outside most of the time and came in during the house. But it was potty trained. It pooped and peed outside.
Yeah.
And it would bring me all kinds of stuff. That was the only cat I liked.
I'd have drowned that cat.
Well, he left, and one day never came back. So
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah. Larry.
Larry.
And then that's my dad's name,
Yeah.
Larry. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had cats growing up on our farm, but like they had a purpose. Like they were outside and they did things. But I remember,
They don't have a purpose, Amber.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they would catch mice and all the things. But I remember one time in our little town that I found a cat, and it was like I guess feral.
You
Like
notice
it was-
all these cat stories are like start with "I found a cat." It's because another family was sick and tired of the cat. Cats
Yeah.
are no good.
cat looked like the cat from Pet Cemetery.
Nice.
Oh,
It looked just like the cat from Pet Cemetery, and I named him Mr. Tibbs. And he was a scary cat because he had like fangs. He had fangs.
Mr. Tibbs.
Yeah,
they call me.
Mr. Tibbs.
Tibbs.
But he had fangs. He had like
Yeah.
fangs, and he would because he had to chase
What
his
color
own
was this
food.
cat?
It was gray,
Okay.
like the cat from Pet Cemetery.
Oh.
He looked just like, what was the cat's name on Pet Cemetery? Church or something?
Perfect for drowning.
Scary movie. Yeah. So,
Cats.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah. So we
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
But he went crazy and
Yeah.
it was a crazy cat.
Yeah, cats. I'm with you, Jared. I don't really like cats, but
I'm allergic to them. One of my daughters is really allergic to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like I don't. I mean, we can't
You're not-
promote like
You
pet
don't like
violence.
animals.
you don't like animals, do you? You don't like dogs, do you?
No. We had a dog. We had a dog named Kodo, who we named after a boxer named Miguel Cotto.
Okay.
He was a pretty good boxer from Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. That dog, lived about 15 years and he died. It was a toy poodle. And then now the animal at the house right now is we have a rabbit.
Oh, that's right. You got a rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit's name is Lucy, named after Lucille Ball. My
Yes.
oldest daughter, Eden. It's her rabbit, I guess per se, but everybody kind of chips.
Yeah, I
in
love
to take care of
rabbits.
it.
Yeah, rabbits are great. We used to
they're
raise
tasty.
them and breed them.
Yeah, rabbits are good to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would if it came down to it, would you eat this rabbit? If it's a pet, would you eat?
No, my daughters are watching these podcasts, so no, of course I wouldn't eat this rabbit.
no.
but,
Right.
Chad, I'd eat that rabbit.
Now we had chickens growing up, and when we had chickens, we named them all after the Dallas characters from the TV show Dallas.
Yeah. So you had a JR.
So we had JR.
Yeah.
JR was a little rooster.
Did you shoot him?
No, well, this is crazy. So we had JR, who was a little rooster, and then we got Bobby, who was a Rhode Island red rooster, which I don't know if you know about roosters.
Yeah,
But
and Bobby and
like
JR
Bobby
do not like
did
each
not
other.
like each other.
Oh, yeah,
because
like the show.
JR, just like the show, JR, we had another little hen, and her name was Sue Ellen, which was like the lady, like
Yes.
JR's wife. Well, Bobby, the Rhode Island red, tried to get with Sue Ellen, the hen.
Yeah.
and
No, he didn't.
And JR killed Bobby.
I know that's right.
Yeah, in your
Yeah.
face, Bobby.
Happened
Yeah.
on the farm.
Yeah. Mess around
JR
and
killed
found out.
Bobby.
Chicken
This
nuggets.
little tiny little rooster killed
Cocks
him.
don't play.
Didn't your dad sell your pig and made y'all eat it?
Well, I had a pig named Stevie that my dad traded for a pig that we butchered.
Yeah. So you were sitting down the next day after Stevie was gone, and you're having bacon and eggs.
And that's why I don't eat pork.
Yeah, and you were like,
I haven't had pork in forever.
It's so good.
I just had pork tonight.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
All right. Let's
All right,
let's do this.
Yeah. So
Show and
next, we got show and tell,
Show and tell.
where Jared brings something and shows
Yeah,
and
it's just
tells
like-
the story.
Just like preschool and kindergarten, bring something for the class to see, and you
then-
show it, and then you tell about it.
Chad shows and,
And then-
brings something
Yeah.
after.
And then you get to vote on who.
And y'all tell us who brought the
likes
better
best.
thing. All right. So what am I doing right now? Okay. This is something from the 80s. All right. When I was a kid, I had a Nintendo.
Oh, look at that.
This is the Nintendo Power Glove. I don't know if you remember it. It was so cool at the time it came out. I have clipped the cord on it, so it's not still there. But you used this to play the Nintendo. It had this thing that you would hook up on the TV. It had these like 3 little boxes, and the best thing was Mike Tyson's Punch Out,
Yeah.
and you could play that. But other than playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out, it was horrible. Because you had to play like this, trying to play Mario. It didn't work. But when this came, I got it like this is like, when you're a child and you save your money and then you waste it on something.
Sure.
This was something I think it probably cost like $100 at the time or
That
something.
cost $100.
Probably. I really don't know. However much it cost when it came out. Here's what I do
Oh
remember.
man, the marketing on this was great. Every kid wanted. I wanted.
There was a
one.
movie that was out at the time. I don't remember the name of the movie, but there was a
gotta look
movie
it up.
that came out that showed the kids using this before it had been released, and it showed them playing Super Mario Brothers 3, which hadn't been released yet.
Oh yes, you had to have it.
You got to see some of the footage of them playing a game that wasn't out yet in this movie. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, I got this thing. I played Mike Tyson's Punch Out with it. It was so fun with that. Other than that, it was a waste, and I've just kept it over 30 years. That is the actual. Again, I just cut the cord. So other than that,
you know what this makes me think of is I don't know if you ever broke an arm or something like that. You had a cast, and then you wear the cast, and for a period of time, and then you take off the cast, and it smells so bad, like a lot of bus seats. You know what I'm saying? This is what this part got kind of sweat and everything from
and I wasn't the only one that played it either.
Oh, yeah.
In my house, like people would come over and because I had the power glove.
Yeah, Amber, smell it.
I don't want to smell it.
I wouldn't, Amber. I wouldn't do it.
I'm looking at this movie.
That's awesome.
Where did you find? I don't know if I can remember the name of it. What was it called?
It's called Wizard. The Wizard.
The Wizard.
The Wizard.
Yeah, it was.
Wizard.
It's like about this kid who maybe was like really good at video games, like in the early '90s, and they were going to this contest. And at the contest, you got to play Super Mario Brothers 3. And when this movie came out, like I said, Mario 3 wasn't out yet, so it was such a big deal. You got to see a little.
Dude, that's
preview.
super big time nostalgia
How about it?
for sure.
How about it?
Okay, hold on. This movie has Fred Savage in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, I think it had a couple people in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Fred
That ended up being.
Fred Savage.
It came out probably the early '90s. I would say maybe 92, 93, maybe.
Luke Edwards. I don't know who Luke Edwards is. Jenny Lewis. I don't know who that is. Christian Slater is in this movie. Bo
Slater.
Bridges.
Oh,
What in the world?
There's a lot of what's those teen magazines?
Yeah.
It's called The Wizard.
The Wizard. It was. Yeah, it was a good movie.
It says a boy and his brother run away from home and hitch cross country with help from a girl they meet to compete in the ultimate video game championship.
Yeah. What year? What year is this?
This is
I'm guessing 84.
89.
89. Oh,
way off.
I was way off.
89.
Well, no, 84. That make any sense. Not Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo came out in 84.
Yeah.
So this was after.
I should have thought about that.
Yeah, because this was way after.
Yeah,
Come out. Yeah, 4 years
I think?
later. This
Okay.
was so cool. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what was your first video game thing that you
First video
owned?
game system was a Nintendo.
Was a
So
Nintendo.
mine was an Atari 5200. It had Super Breakout and some Pac-Man and all those kind of
Pong.
things. It had Pong on there.
Pitfall.
But no, that was
Pitfall was my favorite Atari
That was another Atari 20. What was it? The first Atari 5200 came out. It was the second generation that came after it. It didn't do so good, but it was supposed to be like hot. It's supposed to be awesome. It wasn't
What was
like
the ET game?
that was on the original Atari 2600. Is that what it was?
I never got into
God.
my
It's
a
first
really
system
dumb ET
was a
game.
Nintendo.
Oh yeah. That was like considered the worst game.
Was it?
Yeah, that's
It was a landfill of
Yeah.
ET games.
Okay.
but then I graduated and got the Nintendo game, and then
8-bit system.
yeah, and then my friends all got those. I remember when Sega came out, that was real big.
It was 16 bits. Oh, it was double the power, double the
PlayStations.
Yeah. Oh, they kept getting better and better.
Yeah, better and better.
That's funny.
Yeah,
yeah, we had a Commodore 64.
yeah, but
Yeah, my first system, a Nintendo 8-bit, and my son, who I was his age at one time, he has this system where you put it on your
the
face,
VR stuff.
and you're like in this.
Oh, that's
whole
crazy.
It's wild. I've gotten in there. I was shooting people and running from stuff, and then you run into things you don't mean to. You have to set your little boundary, but you can very easily run into things.
Right, yeah.
Well, me and my buddy Rookman, Michael Fleming, we play Fortnite all the time.
Yeah.
And we're not any good,
My son's on there.
but we're not. Your son's, I'm sure, way better than us. But
Way better. He's like a 283 or something.
oh yeah, golly, yeah. So, but yeah, we're not any good, but we have fun. We go out there and sometimes we win, but most of the time we lose. But we're always amazed at the technology as far as it's a moving map. I mean, you got all these different types of servers. You got people around the world logging in and getting on a bus and jumping at the same time. And your map where you're going is always, I forgot what the technical
Forever
term.
changing.
It's always changing, evolving. You're going to find loot and you're picking up things and it's registering where you're at, where other people are at in the map.
You can talk to these people.
It's amazing.
Yeah, a long way from.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's not lost on me or Michael, because we grew up with, Pong and all that stuff. So
Sticks and balls.
Legend of Zelda.
going outside and playing,
Croquet.
touching grass. Yeah.
A stick.
Yeah. Croquet and kites.
Playing tiddlywinks.
Wow. Yeah.
Even one of those big hoop things where you roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What was
Down the
it?
hill.
What was your favorite game you played outside?
Favorite game outside?
Yeah.
Kickball or imagination?
Yeah. Shoot.
Kickball or imagination?
So
What was imagination game?
I played kickball.
What's
Now, I've
imagination?
never
game?
played Imagination.
What's
How does that work, Amber?
Okay, so imagination game. So when I was
You had no
little-
siblings, did you?
Yeah, no, I
Your
did.
parents said, go out and play Imagination.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay.
He just sat there.
Go out there and imagine you had friends.
Yeah, imagine you have friends.
Imagine you have someone to play with. Get out of here.
So what I would
Imagine
do
yourself, you've been gone for about 4, 5, 6 hours.
when we lived so before we moved to the farm in Kansas, we lived in a trailer park in Texas,
That
in
checks out.
Dallas. Yeah, so it makes sense. So, but we had like half an acre. We had the largest like trailer park like
The nerve
lot.
of her to even start judging if we have the best lot in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we had like like
The white trash Sultan Queen here.
it was ridiculous.
With 4 wind chimes.
It was ridiculous because we had like a petting zoo because we had 2 horses, a pony,
In a trailer
like
park?
chickens, rabbits, goats.
That's what goes on in trailer parks.
Yeah, have you not
never
been?
been to a trailer?
Yeah, I grew up. I used to live in trailer park.
Well, anyways, so we had
These aren't double wides.
it was all fenced in. And all the kids, when they got off the bus, all the other latchkey kids wanted to come to our house because
Oh,
we
they didn't
had-
have any keys.
yeah, well, that's true. But yeah, because you're not
we
locking a
kidding?
trailer.
Trailer.
You're just locking a trailer.
The only key is move it.
Yes. So the kids would come to the gate,
Latch
like,
kids.
and I would tell them, if you want to come play with all the trailer park animals, that I'm going to give you a new name and I'm going to tell you your superpowers, and you got to pretend like you're this person when you're in.
So you've always been bossy.
Oh, you were a weirdo.
Oh, I was bossy. Yeah.
Here, I'm thinking what I would have done is been like, okay, you can come to the trailer park zoo, but
Yeah.
it's $1.
I was about to say,
Right.
yes,
I'm
yeah.
charging. She goes,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to give you a
No, they
made
have
up
to bring
name.
snacks.
And I'm going to give you a made up name, and I'm going to give you a superpower. You made nothing off of this.
No, I made snacks off of it.
Oh, you got some
Like,
generic snacks.
They brought no good snacks.
Oh,
They brought good snacks because I lived in a trailer. I didn't have good
yeah,
snacks.
they brought S cookies.
So they brought
Oh, these are the
little kids
from
the neighborhood.
Oh,
Yeah, they would come and they would bring snacks, and then I would give them a new name, and I would give them 2 superpowers. They got to pick one superpower, and I gave them the other one, and they got to come in and play imagination with me.
Okay.
and play.
May I ask, did it go something like this? Girl comes up, hi, I'm Alice. No, you're not.
Yeah,
You're Betty.
yeah,
And your superpower is you don't talk.
yeah. I let them talk.
And you pick the other one, but don't tell me what it is.
So they come in, and I give them a bandana.
oh, wow. Yeah, that's not what I was thinking at all. I was thinking when you said like,
I know,
did you say
it's weird.
kickball or
It's
dodgeball
weird.
or something, or
Imagination.
Play outside.
imagination. But the first one you said was like kickball or
Kickball or imagination.
yeah, imagine. Wow. Yeah.
But I
there you
had
go.
all the
Lonely
all the kids
kid.
wanted to come to my house
To your
and-
imagination land.
and hand over their snacks to me and
Yeah.
play imagination in my yard.
Trailer park you lived in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
We usually
had a
just
great
play
time.
like football in the yard and had like the goal lines.
You're missing out on imagination.
Play
Football, hide and seek,
hide and seek,
basketball.
basketball. But then at night
All
we
the
play the
normal
game
games.
called
Hopscotch.
at night we play flashlight tag.
Yes.
Never played that.
And it was just basically you want to get a flashlight and you go hide, and then if you're you'd have to shine someone with the flashlight and call
Yes.
their name. And what we would do is we trade shirts. So they'd be like, "Hey, Jared, I know it's you," and it would be me in your hat and your shirt.
Right.
And so we
Yeah, last time we had the kids play flash.
and then if you got tagged, you go to the base, and then someone can come and tag the whole base to get them released again.
Right.
The only way the game would be over is the person who's found everybody and got it.
I never played anything like that.
Anyway, that's how we played.
Last time we played flashlight tag here, at our house. We had some friends over, and one of his friends hid for a really long time, and it happened to be in a bunch of poison ivy.
Yeah, I think we forgot about him too. All the other kids
Yeah.
came back, and we think we had all
Like,
good
where
count.
is
Like,
he?
I thought we had
Where's
everybody.
Sammy?
Yeah, he's same.
I think I've seen people play flashlight tag, but I just assumed it was Metro out there in Antioch looking for
Well,
something.
in Antioch, it would be Metro.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it
Right.
wasn't flashlight
Yeah,
tag.
this was in the suburbs of North Carolina and Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. No. They don't
Okay, so we got the Nintendo sleeve.
Oh, yeah.
And what did you bring, Chad? What'd you bring?
show and tell, baby.
So I always bring the good stuff. Obviously,
He said that with a straight face. Y'all see that?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so today is
Third world countries eating soup.
Yeah, right.
What do you think of this?
What do you think of this?
I think they're in a bad spot, man. And you're making me laugh at it.
Right.
So here we go. Here's one I want to show.
Fantastic.
And speaking of all the things with 80s and things like that, because we're all Gen-Xers.
Yep.
Here is a video I want to show.
Okay, I'm leaning.
All right.
All right, so we're going to read that.
So things that scare Generation X. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do the best for last. The Unsolved Mysteries was a scary show for whatever reason. It's got your dad's belt, which when you heard that thing clear, you heard it clear in belt loops, you knew it was over. Nuclear war was definitely a possibility.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Quicksand. Always wondered, like you always thought it could be somewhere, but I never
all the
saw
time.
it. Yeah, never saw it.
I've never
And
seen
then,
it, but yeah.
There's the blue van, which is also known as the molester van. Those you have to watch out for.
What is that? What?
That is a sleek talk.
What?
Sleek's tack.
Oh, Sleet Stack.
Yeah.
Lost.
I don't remember.
From Land of the Lost.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Those are the little things that came out of the water, weren't they?
Yeah. Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
So weird.
These are the things that you were scared of if you grew up in
That's
our
true. Do you know,
Yeah.
when I was growing up, that molester van looks exactly like the ice cream truck that we had in our
Usually does.
It was a van that would come out, and you know how you had the sliding door?
Yeah.
It would already be
spray
open.
paint ice cream on
And
it.
yeah. And he had like candies and, Lick'em sticks and Dixie, little powders. It's like a straw with powder in it.
Oh yeah.
Pixie sticks?
Pixie sticks.
Yeah.
And he had
The
popsicles.
ice cream truck sold
Yes.
Pixie sticks?
In my neighborhood, I swear. He had a
coolers
freezer.
full?
He had
Oh,
a freezer in the van.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
imagine like the back seat would be a freezer.
Sure.
And then like when you slide the door open, the front of it, like on the floor, he had the seats taken out, and all the floor had like any kind of candy. It had M&Ms. It was like a convenience store
What?
of candy.
That's
and
weird.
ice cream. Yeah. Well, I mean, how else do you get kids to go home with you?
Oh, you get them all sugared up.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Keep
Wow.
the good stuff in the back, boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
crazy. What was your favorite thing from the ice cream truck?
Man,
Orange push up?
I would say probably the orange push up. It's more nostalgia because it makes you think of my grandparents. But it was just like you just push it up and
Yeah.
Those
So-
are Spider-Man with two eyeballs that were bubble gum.
yeah,
That was pretty cool.
yeah,
Spider-Man with two eyeballs.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Spider-Man.
Is there a Spider-Man with one eyeball?
Two eyeballs
Yeah.
with bubble gum, I'm saying. It was like there were two like round pieces of gum.
Do you remember those drumsticks that had ice cream in it?
Yes,
I
yes,
just
yes.
recently scrolling through social media trying to find some good stuff to show everybody. I ran across one where this guy he got a drumstick and he
saw that.
left it out to melt,
It's not ice cream.
and it didn't melt.
It didn't melt.
It didn't melt.
Nowhere on the box does it say ice cream.
Yeah.
It says frozen treat.
It was
So there's-
grody looking because it
No milk. or
didn't
whatever.
transform or nothing.
Yeah, it was just
What is it? I wonder what it is.
go buy one and then just
I
leave
don't
it out.
want to buy it.
Yeah.
Crack. You would think you would crack it open, the ice cream would like pour out.
Sure.
No, you cracked it open. It was looked like that fish we saw earlier.
Yeah. There's a blobfish
Yeah.
in a cone, in a waffle
go.
cone.
Yep.
Awesome. Blobfish in a waffle cone.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, this is serious.
This is
so
serious.
please vote for, did you like the Nintendo Sleeve or did you like the, what Gen X is scared of?
Yeah, come on, that sleeve's winning every time. I don't think you've won yet, Chad. In my mind.
Let the viewers decide.
I think the tiny blanket, maybe.
Tiny blanket was top shelf.
This is serious.